So Newsom recently came out and said that some people might be forced into treatment that are homeless. And there's already some civil rights people coming out saying, oh no, like that's terrible. You can't do that. You can't force people. But in my personal opinion, I think that I'm all for this. At the end of the day, would you rather have these people on the street shit on your cars, throwing on the walls where San Francisco has a poop map for where freaking homeless people are throwing walls and sidewalk and pissing everywhere? Would you rather have that and people cracked out doing drugs, stealing, robbing, raping people? Or would you rather be like, yeah, some of these people these drug addicts need to go to rehab. Like they're forced to go to like treatment programs. I'm all for that. At the end of the day, if we just get people off the streets, then a lot of these other issues like people defecating on the sidewalk and, stealing for food, those issues pretty much disappear when you house homeless people. So I'm all for this. Very few times do I support Newsom. I still think that, the homeless industrial complex of funding all these nonprofits and all these organizations by the government is the reason why homelessness is here.
Yeah, they basically just pay themselves. It's kind of just money laundering.
Yeah, if they really wanted to solve homelessness, they could easily go to like San Bernardino where there's tons of land, buy land, build a freaking property to house homeless people, and then create a reform program. But hey, let's just spend $6 billion a year in California instead. But again, with this specific policy, I'm all for it because that aligns with what I think of getting people off the streets, putting them in rehab, and then obviously those that want help, getting them help.
I need to hear what the wants to do with this rehab before I fully support it, because it might just be another false hope.
Yeah.
Because there is a huge mental health aspect to homelessness. Like there are a bunch of people who have mental issues who end up becoming homeless. And there's also a bunch of people who have financial issues and become homeless, or they get over and then become homeless. Like it's a very complicated problem.
Yeah,
there's a vast amount of reasons as to why people are homeless. So there are probably some homeless programs in place right now that probably do genuinely help people who got financially become, get a job and stuff like that. But there are some people I think we've come across, there are some people who want to be left alone and want to be homeless. Like, have you ever seen or ever tried giving, like this happened to me, I tried giving someone food and they're like, no, leave me alone. I want to be left alone. They didn't want to be bothered by anyone.
I've come across all kinds of people, man. I've come across people that just like, can I get some money for weed? I come across people like, oh, I'll buy you something at the 7-Eleven. What do you want? I want alcohol, right? Oh, I want food. I want this. I want that. I mean, it really depends. I mean, we talked about the dude in San Francisco who was like, why would I want to go to work when you guys give me food stamps? I sell drugs. I have Netflix. I have a freaking, I'll show you guys. I have a video I took on my phone. A homeless dude in a tent and he had a TV. He had a freaking TV. He was just sitting on the side of he was on the sidewalk in his little tent and he had a freaking TV against the wall and he was like stealing power for some place. I'm like, some of these people are fine with it, especially because of the government subsidies in California where they help people stay homeless. Again, if you give people food stamps so they can eat, if you give them all the necessary resources to stay in that same situation, they have no incentive to leave.
Some of them might not leave.
Exactly. Some people want to be homeless.
We're not saying this to be like, oh, these people are lazy or whatever. No.
There are plenty of people that want to get off the streets. There are plenty of people that want to make their life better and like come across, a program that can actually help them. There's also plenty of people that are addicted to drugs and would want to get off drugs and get off the streets. But then there's also plenty of people that want to be on the streets. So it's, like you said, it's a vast group of people. And again, I just want to see what this program will do. Because again, if it really does help, and they start getting crackheads off the streets,
I will have no problem paying taxes towards that.
Exactly, because then we see less overdoses, less needle. Like you go to Venice and there's needles all over the freaking sidewalk and stuff. Stuff like that. If you see less of that, I'm all for it. So comment down below what you guys think. We'll see you next time. Peace.